students. Myself Jamil Ahmed, Assistant Professor, Indra College of Pharmacy. Today I am going to deliver a lecture on the subject pharmacognosy and phytopharmaceuticals. Before going to start, I want to go to the scope and objectives of the subject. This subject has been introduced by the PCI Pharmacy Council of India in order to make the student aware of medicinal uses of various naturally occurring drugs. Students have to study their history, sources, distribution, method of cultivation, collection, active constituents, medicinal uses, identification test, preservation methods, adulterants and substituents of the plant sources and animal sources. Now come to the topics of syllabus. The syllabus contains 16 topics are there. First one is introduction, then definition, history and scope of pharmacognosy, then classification of crude drugs, cultivation, collection, processing and storage of crude drugs, detailed method of cultivation of crude drugs, study of cell wall constituents and cell inclusions, then microscopical and powder microscopical study of crude drugs, study of natural pesticides, detailed study of various cell constituents, carbohydrates and related products, then detailed study of carbohydrates containing drugs. In this topic we have to cover 11 drugs which are related to carbohydrate category, then definition, sources, method of extraction, chemistry and method of analysis of lipid category drugs, then detailed study of oils are there, definition, classification, chemistry and method of analysis of protein, study of plant fibers used in surgical dressings and related products, different methods of adulteration of crude drugs. You have to study in the subject pharmacognosy and phytopharmaceuticals. So my dear students, we have start a topic 1 and topic 2 first, that is introduction, definition, history and scope of pharmacognosy. Pharmacognosy first, as the subject name indicates, pharmacognosy and phytopharmaceuticals. What is meant by pharmacognosy? My dear students, pharmacognosy, initially known as materia medica, that may be defined as pharmacognosy is the study of crude drugs which obtained from plants, animals and mineral kingdoms and their constituents. In that study, they have to study the plants, animals and mineral kingdoms and their constituents. There is a historical manifestation about who created the term pharmacognosy. According to some sources, it was C.A. Sidler, one of the scientists, medical student at Halle, Germany, in 1815. He wrote his doctoral thesis, which entitled Analecta Pharmacognostica. Then the word pharmacognosy is derived from two Latin words. One is pharmakon and gnosis. Pharmakon means a drug. Gnosis means knowledge. To acquire knowledge. To acquire knowledge of. It means knowledge or science of drugs. In brief, pharmacognosy means knowledge of drugs. It is a study of drugs that originate in the plant and animal kingdoms. Have you understood? So here, pharmacognosy is a branch of pharmacy which deals with the basic resources of medicines from nature, in that plant and animal, and their uses as a medicaments since from ancient time to present day. So my dear student, you can clearly got through this definition. Pharmacognosy may be defined as an important branch of pharmacy which deals with the study of structural, physical, chemical, biochemical and sensory characters of natural drugs of plant and animal origin. In that, it also includes a study of their history, means history of plants, from where it is cultivated, collected, distribution of that plant material or animal material, animal kingdom or plant materials, cultivation, collection, identification, preparation, evaluation, preservation, uses and commerce. This is the definition of pharmacognosy coined by C.A. Sidler. In this definition, you have to understood about the structural. What is meant by structural? Dear students, whenever a compound isolated from the plant materials, or it can get synthesized, that structure obtained, we have to know that structure of that compound. Physical, we have to identify the physical nature of plants and their chemical nature of plants. For example, any plants have their alkaloidal category, any plants have their glycosidic category, or it may be carbohydrate, or it may contain tannins, flavonoids, resins. So we know that what is the plant contains, the category of the chemical nature of that plants. And regarding biochemical and sensory characters, biochemical, and we know that in human beings also there are so many biochemical processes, metabolic pathways are there. So like that, in plants and animals also have a biochemical reactions. Some metabolic pathways like TCA cycle, like glycolysis cycle. So in plant also their shikimic acid pathways are there, metabolic pathways are there. From these pathways, the secondary metabolites generate. For example, alkaloids, carbohydrates, glycosides are the secondary metabolites. So being a pharmacognosy student, you have to know about the biochemical reactions or biochemical changes in plants and animal origin. So continue this definition, it also includes a study of their history. What is the meaning of history here? Here the history about their sources, from where and when we get the plant materials, what is the native of that plant or animal origin, that comes under the history. Distribution, where it's distributed, either it is available in garden or either it available in wildlife, widely distributed, that comes under distribution category. In cultivation collection, you know that cultivation collection, the growing of plant, starting from there, born to collecting of that material. Cultivation collection, what is the process of cultivation collections, what type of altitudes required, what type of soil is required, what type of pesticides are required. So that comes under the cultivation and collection process. Identification, regarding identification, when you isolate the plant, it should be identified that particular plant contain or some category of drugs, like it may be carbohydrates or it may be tannins, it may be flavonoids, it may be resins or alkaloids or glycosides. How will you identify? With the help of chemical tests. Next thing is that preparation for the market. How to it get converted, how to it get prepared as a formulation point of view. Either it may be in the tablet form, either it may be in the liquid form, like Asava, Aristas, Asavas, tablet forms. In Ayurveda terms are there, Gutikas, like that. Then next, evaluation. That prepared formulation have to be evaluated with different standard parameters available in many pharmacopoeias. That evaluation parameters have to check that before going to the commercial purpose, before going to the market. So it is necessary to study the evaluation point. The next, my dear student, preservation. To shelf life the product, the preservation study has to be studied. And then uses, this uses point, we have to study about the therapeutic value, the therapeutic nature of that medicaments. What is the purpose of their use? We have to identify here, we have to study here. And then commerce, commercial, export and import will be there. So my dear student, you have to remember this definition of pharmacognosy. At present, pharmacognosy involves not only the crude drugs but also their natural derivatives in pure compounds or constituents. What is crude drug? Crude drug, the term crude as used in relation to natural products. Crude is used in relation to the natural products. A crude drug is a natural drug of plant or animal origin which has undergone no treatment other than collection and drying. That is, the quality or appearance of the drug has not been advanced in value or improved in condition by any physical or chemical treatment. For example, digitalis leaf, Rauwolfia root. In digitalis leaf, there is a content digitoxin. Digitoxin which will get isolate from digitalis leaf by different process of extraction. We can get isolate the digitoxin from digitalis. Digitalis, which is a well known drug of anti-arrhythmic drugs. Then Rauwolfia root is here, is an important parts from which we can get isolate the alkaloid reserpine. Rauwolfia is a well known drug of anti-hypertensive. And same thing like thyroid gland with its extracted hormone thyroxine. You know this term thyroxine in your anatomy and physiology. Thyroxine is a hormone which extracted in thyroid gland. These are all part of the subject matter of pharmacognosy. Then come to the next point. I want to show you some terminology is there. What is indigenous? Indigenous, plants growing in their native countries are said to be indigenous to those regions. For example, aconite. The botanical name of aconite is Aconitum napellus. It is distributed in mountainous region of Europe, and this drug is highly poisonous, which is used as a diuretic in homeopathic preparations. So where it grows? In mountain regions of Europe. So Europe is the indigenous of that plant. Native country of aconite is Europe. What is naturalized? Plants are said to be naturalized when they grow in a foreign land or in a locality other than their native homes. For example, Datura stramonium, which was introduced into the USA from Europe. That is it grows in a foreign land. Its journey started from Europe to the USA. That's naturalized. And keep in mind the terminology of extractive. What is extractive? The crude mixtures of chemical constituents that are removed from plants or animals by various extraction processes are called extractives or derivatives. There are so many extraction process are there. The simple extraction process, you know that decoction method. Decoction. We all are drink tea. How it get decocted. Whenever you boil water with a tea, sometimes it will get a extracting material which we have drink that. And what it contain? It contain a caffeine that get stimulated in our CNS, central nervous system stimulant. So like that, different extractive processes are there. The well known process Soxhlet extraction are there, then another percolation are there, so many other methods are there. Extractive steps, the crude mixtures of chemical constituents that are removed from plants or animals by various extraction processes are called extractives. Then second important thing is that secondary metabolites, as I have discussed in your previous slide. These are the substances synthesized or produced as byproducts by plants during their metabolic activities. Dear students, secondary metabolites get the byproducts of plant by their different metabolic cycles. It get from primary metabolites to secondary metabolites like shikimic acid pathway, acetate pathway, acetate mevalonate pathway, aromatic pathways. There are different pathways are there. They are therefore also regarded as waste products of metabolism, which are usually accumulated in some parts of the plant and are physiologically active on living organisms. My dear student, this is the some important terminology you have to remember. Now come to the history of pharmacognosy. History of pharmacognosy is actually the history of medicine, that is medicinal plants. In the early periods, means primitive man, starting or ancient primitive man went in search of food and ate at random plants or their parts like tubers, fruits, leaves, etc., etc. As they know harmful effects were observed, he considered them as edible materials and used them as food. If he observed other effects by their eating, they were considered inedible. And according to the actions, he used them in treating symptoms or diseases. For example, if it caused diarrhea, it was used as a purgative. If vomiting will be there, it was used as mimetic, and if it was found poisonous and death was caused, he used it as arrow poison. Dear student, the knowledge was empirical and was obtained by trial and error. He used drugs as such or as their infusions and decoctions. The results were passed on from one generation to the other, and new knowledge was added in the same way. Prehistorical parts, the first or beginning of prehistory on use of medicinal plants or herbs or animals, and their place where and how used were not well known. Those information were unwritten for a long time. As a result, the prehistory on herbs was almost lost. However, some information was recorded by oral transmission from generation to generation. from one generation to second generation. From which we can get the written history. The written history has originated, which was based on region, religion and cultures from ancient times. The written history, whatever we get the recorded material from generation to generation, it was divided into the following. Number one, the Western medicine. Second, the Unani medicine, Islamic. Third, the Ayurveda, Indian medicine. The Orient, this is Chinese medicine. The Greek history, it comes from ancient Greece and Rome. And then last, the African system. So dear student, we will go through the one by one. The Western medicine. Western medicine means medicine from China, ancient China, you can say that, ancient China. The Chinese pharmacy, according to their legend, stems from Shen Nung, one of the renowned scientist or investigator in about 2700 BC. He was the emperor who sought out and investigated the medicinal value of several hundred herbs. He reputed to have tested many of them on himself. He tried himself on, and to have written the first Pentisau or native herbal, which recorded 365 drugs. Egypt. This is originated in Mesopotamia. In Egypt, Mesopotamia is considered as the first origin of human civilization. The Sumerians, people of ancient Mesopotamia, which called as Sumerians, which develops cuneiform tablet of herbal medicines. Those tablet is preserved in British Museum. Now also it is available in British Museum. My dear student, in Egypt, information had written on paper, Papyrus Ebers. Papyrus Ebers in 1600 BC. It considered of 800 participations, 800 prescriptions, which mentioning the 700 drugs. The ancient Egypt, the most complete medical documents existing are the Papyrus Ebers, a collection of 800 prescriptions. After that, the Edwin Smith Papyrus, one of the scientists, in 1600 BC, which contains surgical instructions and formulas for cosmetics. Then Kahun Medical Papyrus is the oldest one. It comes from 1900 BC and deals with the health of human, including birthing instructions gives. The next one, the Unani system of medicine. This herbal system was developed by Arabian Muslim Ibn Sina in 1982, 1037 AD. He was a prince and ruler. He was a very brilliant pharmacist and physician who wrote a book, well-known book, Kitab al-Shifa. Kitab means book, al-Shifa means healing, book of healing. The book was written on Arabic language. This is a great contribution of Ibn Sina on medical and pharmaceutical sciences. Dear students, Ibn Sina, we have a university, Ibn Sina University in Gulf countries. Next important thing regarding Ayurveda, ancient India. In India, knowledge of medicinal plants is very old, and medicinal properties of plants are described in Rig Veda and in Atharva Veda in 3500 to 1500 BC, from which Ayurveda has developed. Dear student, the basic medicinal text in this world region, the Ayurvedic writings. The Ayurvedic writings can be divided in three main ones: Charaka Samhita, Susruta Samhita, Astanga Hridayam Samhita, and three minor ones are there: Sangadhara Samhita, Bhava Prakasa Samhita, Madhava Nidamam Samhita. Dear student, Ayurveda is the term for the traditional medicine of ancient India. Ayur means life, and Veda means the study of, that is, study of life. The oldest writing, Charaka Samhita. Charaka Samhita is believed to date back 6 to 7 centuries before Christ. It is assumed to be the most important ancient authoritative writing on Ayurveda. Charaka Samhita. Then the Susruta Samhita is thought to have arisen about the same time period as the Charaka Samhita, but slightly after it. Astanga Hridayam and the Astanga Sangraha, Astanga Samhita or Astanga Sangraha have been dated about the same time and are thought to date after the Charaka and Susruta Samhitas. Most of mentioned medicines origin from plants and animals. Examples: resinous, pepper, black pepper, lily, valerian, etc. Dear student, the Orient system of medicine. This is originated from Chinese, Japanese and Tibet. The Orient herbalism was very old, 142 to 220 BC, and called Kampo. The written documents were made by the king Shen Nung 2700 BC and Shang 1766 to 1122 BC, etc. Shen Nung, I have told you in previous slide, Shen Nung is a Chinese emperor who sought out and investigated the medicinal value of several hundred herbs. He reputed to have tested many of them on himself. Dear students, then after written a book, Penti Sao, that is native herbal. One of the important historical background is there. You have to remember the Greek history. Some of the early naturalists, scientists and physicians who contributed enormously to the development of human knowledge about medicinal plants, including, my dear students, this history is also called as ancient Greece and Romeo. that Greek scientists contributed much to the knowledge of natural history. Hippocrates in 460 to 370 BC is referred to a father of medicine and is remembered for his famous oath, which is even now administered to doctors. Then after Aristotle came. Aristotle in 384 to 322 BC, a student of Plato. He was a philosopher and is known for his writing on animal kingdom, which is considered authoritative even in 20th century. Then after Theophrastus in 372 to 87 BC. He was the student of Aristotle. He wrote about plant kingdom. Then after, my dear student, one of the well-known scientists, Dioscorides, a physician who lived in the 1st century AD, who described medicinal plants, some of which like belladonna, ergot, opium, colchicum are used even today. Then the most important, Galen in 131 AD to 200. He developed the method of preparing and compounding medicaments by mechanical. He was the originator of the formula for a cold cream. Method of preparations of plants and animals, which is known as Galenicals in his honor. Galenicals. So my dear student, this is the important, you have to remember these: Hippocrates, Aristotle, Theophrastus, Galen. These are the Greek history. Last but not least, the African system, tropical Africa, North and South America. They keep information in their group or tribes, the information transmitted from one generation to another generation. These regions are richest sources of medicinal plants and needs to explore for new drugs discovery. Here, their Africans, the tribal peoples, they transmitted the information from one generation to another generation. By this process, we know that so many drugs nowadays existed. There are so many researchers who invented so many drugs from which we formulated and used as a therapeutic purpose. So dear students, you have to remember this historical background. Now I want to finish today's lecture. In next lecture, we'll see the scope of pharmacognosy. So dear student, stay home, stay free. Thank you very much.